My husband was working part-time for the ambulance company I worked for. Mine will be kind of long because I'm going to give it from both perspectives. The very first time I met him, I found him very off-putting. My paramedic partner and I had just dropped someone off at one of the local ERs, and we're headed back to our truck. My husband was coming in, and he happened to know my partner. They stopped and talked, but the reason I found him off-putting is because he didn't even acknowledge me in any way, which in the community we worked in was odd. Most people would stop and chat with both members of the crew or acknowledge both people. But a few weeks later, my partner was off for a few shifts. My husband had picked up those shifts as overtime. I was not thrilled. We went to get coffee at his favorite place, and it was the best coffee I'd ever had. I got to know him better, and he didn't seem as off-putting. We worked a few shifts together and encountered each other more often over the course of 9 months. From my husband's perspective, when we first passed each other in the ER, he says he had the most bizarre thought that he had just met his future wife. Apparently, he looked me up in the company's directory to find out my name. Then he kept an eye out for overtime shifts and intentionally booked shifts with me. Then, 9 months after we met, came my accident. I was at work and he was off. My partner and I were in a major accident at work. This accident was life-changing for me. I wasn't a Christian before then. I should have died in that accident. Not exaggerating at all. Everyone who saw the truck, the doctors in the ER, everyone said the same thing. They don't know how I survived. The entire front end of the truck was demolished except the exact seat I was sitting in. There's a lot about this accident that I reflect on that is mysterious, but I'll stick to what is relevant to my marriage. My husband heard about the accident on the radio. They didn't name the people involved, but he says he got a horrible pit in his stomach and he knew something was wrong. He called one of the duty supervisors to ask who was involved. When he found out it was, he says he had his first ever anxiety attack. He said it was like all the air had been sucked out of his lungs. Once I was out of the hospital, my colleagues were helping take care of me. But my husband was the one who really stepped in. He cleaned my apartment for me, brought me books and movies because I was bedbound for a while. He brought me food and coffees. He was great. But click the original video to hear the full story, plus 4 more powerful stories you don't want to miss.